Okay, now I want to tell you my most special dream ever, and probably the most uh, important second in my life till now. Because I had a dream where I saw Jesus, and I don't mean I just dreamed of Jesus like a normal dream of Jesus. It was like Jesus met with me in this dream. It was very special. And I was 10 years old, and I just came home from 6 week at the hospital, and I was staying at my grandma's house, and um, and 1 year later I wrote this dream down, and I want to read it to you. Okay. In my dream I saw Jesus. I was at a little haven. Jesus just had been at our home, but I forgot why. So now we were at the haven, Jesus and I. We needed a boat to drive over the water, but the people didn't want to give us one. That I didn't like, so I demanded a boat. Then they yielded and gave us a boat. And then, I don't know how to describe it, he smiled at me. But he looked different than before. Before he had black hair and looked like a normal human, but when he smiled at me, I just saw his face. It was shining, and around him it was shining too. His face was shining very brightly, and his shoulder-length hair was white. He looked full of love, and this light was also full of love, somehow. He looked at me so full of love that you cannot describe it. You don't have words for that. I remember all details, although it's maybe 1 year ago. For me it is totally clear. I saw the Savior. In brackets I wrote, I won't draw a picture of him. It's impossible to draw that. And after that dream, I suddenly woke up. And the dream was the moment when Jesus looked at me directly, and his face was so close before my face, and he looked into my eyes. It was maybe just 1 second. It was very short, but very intense, and I suddenly woke up, and my heart was pounding, and I was so full of joy and so full of it was I don't know. uh, of peace, maybe full of peace and full of happiness and crazy. And um and actually I was a little wondering, even when I saw him. I was wondering because he had white hair, and actually at the time I didn't read all the Bible or so much yet. I was 10 years old, and the places where it says I saw the one sitting on the throne with white hair, or I don't know. I didn't know that actually. And I always knew Jesus from the children Bibles, and and the pictures, and black hair or brown hair or so. And I was really wondering, he has white hair, but he doesn't look old. Just if as if the hair was made of white light, if you can imagine that. White light, as if the hair was made of light, and his face shining, and his smile is so cute and so full of love. You can't imagine that, actually. Maybe you can, but I don't know. I think you cannot. And his hair was till his shoulders, and in his beard his hair was little curly, not much but little. I don't know. Yes, it was amazing. And all the time when I feel unloved by God, or I think, oh, I did again something that he doesn't like, or so, or I have bad mood, or I don't know, then I must, then I'm thinking of that second where Jesus looked at me so full of love, and I suddenly I think, no, He still loves me. He still loves me. Yeah. Okay. That's I wanted to share you. Oh no, and I wanted to say that I read the book from Todd Burpo, the little boy that saw the heaven also. Um, the book's name is, I think, Heaven is for Real. And this little boy was also near to death or dead. Actually, he saw Jesus also, and in this book, his parents and they were looking for pictures um, where Jesus looks like the Jesus that he saw when he was dead. And all the pictures he says, no, he doesn't look like that. No, no, no. And it was like in my case, because I was looking here and there if there is one picture that might fit to that, what I saw. And then in this book, some, yeah, finally they found a picture. They mention it in that book, and this picture was painted by Akiane, a little girl. I think she painted it when she was 7 years old or 8. It's just amazing. And I think she met Jesus when she was 4, and she painted a picture of him and the little boy in that book. To this picture, he said, yes, that's very much close to what I saw. And then I was so curious, and I looked at the computer and searched for that picture by Akiane, and I found it, and I posted here. I will show you. And I said, yeah, except that the hair is a little longer to his shoulders. It's pretty much like I saw him, except that he was shining and his hair was bright. So I just wanted to share this with you. See you. Bye bye.